So tell me your name.
Michael Morrison.
And what is it that you do, Michael Morrison?
I'm the founder and CEO of Comtech Design Print and Mail, a local marketing company here in Oklahoma City.
I heard you're doing this really cool book release and website launch at the Millionaire Maintenance Man. Is that true?
Absolutely, it's the coolest project we've worked on.
And how do you know Rob Lane?
Oh boy, we go way back. I'm actually married to his niece, and he was the best man at my wedding about 9 years ago. And we've had a lake house next to each other, spent many weekends together. In fact, when I needed a room and board for some of those downturns in my life, he actually opened up his house for me, and so we've spent a lot of time together. He's like family.
Well, that's fantastic and sweet of you. Well, what we're here to try to talk about today is the entrepreneurial mindset and the millionaire mindset and what the book release is about. And it's about how people like you and I, who might not be the sharpest tools in the drawer, or the sharpest knife in the drawer, or whatever in the shed, however, we have great work ethic and we have great leadership skills. And you've managed to take what was once a pretty small company into the largest kind of sales and marketing mailing company in Oklahoma. What drives you to achieve such success?
I had a drive, a passion. I was making a salary of about $29,000 growing up in school. I was always the kid that people made fun of, even though I strived to be the best person on the basketball team, baseball team, things like that. When it came to the classroom, I was always the person that stayed up late, not just because I was a procrastinator, but because I just couldn't absorb the information. I wasn't book smart.
Right.
I was common smart. I had to be able to get my hands on it, and once I did, I could make things happen. And so I was always that person that was challenged in school. And when I got into my adult life, there just came a time that I decided that I was tired of working for the man, the boss, and decided to go out on my own. And I took a $8,000 home equity and about $200 and something out of the bank, which is all I had, and I started Comtech. And it all started with taking the action first. That was my first motivation, was take action. And the second thing I had to do was change my mindset and get rid of the cobwebs in my head of wondering why Richard Branson and Bill Gates and all these other people were so successful and I wasn't. At first, because I wasn't raised that way, I always thought that those kind of people were handed things to them. After I researched and learned, I found out that's not the way it happened. Most of the people that are the richest in the world came from nothing, came from poverty. They dropped out of high school. Most of them didn't go to college like myself. And so they just earned it the hard way. In fact, I have a lot of mentors that I've listened to over the years. Brad Sugars being one. His famous comment is, before you earn, you have to learn. You got to put an L before that. Mm-hmm. And so something that I learned from all of those people like that, my mentors, was that they read every day. I've got many mentors: Darren Hardy, Brad Sugars, Brian Tracy, Rob Lane, Millionaire Maintenance Man. Many people like that that have been instrumental in my life. A lot of people have that misconception about mentors, and they think it has to be someone that they know, and that's furthest from the truth. It could be Abraham Lincoln, it could be people 6 feet under the ground that you look up to, that you're looking for inspiration. Anybody that can give you inspiration to where you feel like you're making a significant impact in society, that's where the wealth comes from.
And you being wealthy, entrepreneurial, business success, if somebody were to come to you and ask you, Michael, man, can you not give me ideas on what I can do or to make this happen in my life where I can be more like you? Would you take that as flattery? Wouldn't you say, absolutely, hell yes, I would love to help you out, young man or young woman?
I do that all the time. In fact, I have my own website, michaeldmorrison.com, where I'm a mentor, a coach to people like that. I have a daily inspirational email to help people. My inspiration, the concept that I came up with when I first started business, like most people, I didn't have any money. So all I could fathom was, I want money. I want to be rich. I want to be wealthy, things like that. But over time, I started learning that's not how you get wealthier and rich. What you do is you make a significant impact in other people's lives, and you find your passion, you find your way of doing that. So when I've now, as of to this date, had this business for 16 and a half years, and for the first 8 years I struggled like most entrepreneurs that are still struggling 20, 30, 40 years from now because they never took that next step. They never knew what to do. And so my website and my mission is to help those that are still at that first level of entrepreneurship. They're still the janitor, they're still doing payroll, they're still hiring, firing, coming in at nights, missing family events, things like that. And those are the people I want to help. And since I've done that, just in my mental state of mind, I feel more wealthy than I did having more money in the bank.
It's a karma thing, and I highly agree with that. The more I donate time or do for others, it seems like the more my road is paved with gold. And that's due to the karma thing. As you know, I treat everybody as I want to be treated. I try to give everybody the knowledge and then try to seek knowledge from other people to help me get to where I want to get. So, and that's something that I'll never forget. Even 15, 16, 17 years ago when I was in my early 20s and you and I were talking about this stuff and you're like, Rob, you need a mentor because you're getting your nose bloody and you're getting all these knots on your head that you need to find somebody like I found. And I'm like, well, that's kind of intimidating just to go up to somebody and say, you're like, I did it, and the guy took me to lunch. And I'll never forget that story that you told me a long time ago. So, and talking about what you're talking about, being an early stage entrepreneur, first generation millionaire, and we're moving into what we are right now. But can anybody accomplish what you have accomplished, what I have accomplished, working your normal 5-day-a-week, 40-hour work week?
Absolutely. In fact,
Joe, you do think you can?
yeah, I think anybody can accomplish this and more if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I'm talking in 5 days, 8 hours a day. Can somebody accomplish your level of success or my level of success by working 40 hours a week?
Not at first.
Exactly, yeah.
But after they learn to delegate, we were talking earlier about the foundation to success is you got to have the visionary. And once you have the vision of the company, then that person needs to start delegating. And from that point forward, it's you're basically on call 24/7, but the hours spent working in the business are a lot less than they are working on the business.
Right.
And so there's a difference there, and I learned that from the mentors. When I first started Comtech, I picked a prominent business person in Oklahoma City every month and took them to lunch and asked them what they learned, what did they do, what are some things they'd like to share with a young entrepreneur not to do, things like that. And that was huge in my life, and I made a lot of connections that way, networking, things like that. So,
and then understand the point that you're trying to say. And you're not talking to trust funders or inheritors of big money. You're talking about people that got their nose bloodied, first generation millionaires that didn't inherit nothing, that built what they have. They built it.
yes, yeah, from nothing.
From nothing.
They didn't have family help or any kind of funds.
So, well, I thank you for being on this interview with us and explaining your millionaire mindset. And a lot of what I got out of the interview was that the number one thing out of your mouth was taking action. And I think if everybody realizes that, it's taking action in karma and how you treat others and your employees, everybody else, then you're going to have a successful life. So, Michael Morrison is one of your dearest friends in the world. I'm very proud of you. I'm proud to call you my friend. I'm happy to have you as a mentor and in my family of valued partnership friendships that I have. So,
Thank you.
Love you, pal, and congratulations on your success.
Love you. Good luck.
Thank
Keep it up.